Hello and welcome back. This is Joanna the Medium. These are going to be readings for the month of December 2016, general readings, and they will apply to your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do have a bit of an announcement at the end of this intro, so if you want to fast forward, go ahead, but it is at the end of the intro, so don't miss it. December is a month of a lot of culminations. And though December is the last month of the year, so culminations and looking back is typically what we do. But there seems to be a lot of energies with most of the readings I've done for December 2016, where there seems to be a lot of looking back, a lot of contemplating, a lot of determining what to leave behind and what to take forward to the new year 2017. Of course, as always, I am so grateful for all of you, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and for commenting. I read every single one of your comments. What I would suggest, if you would like to have a private session, please do not leave me a message on YouTube or comment on YouTube as to how to book a session or to book it, because I don't get to those messages in time, and oftentimes I will stumble upon a message from someone who wants to book, but weeks have passed by and I didn't even notice the message there. So if you would like a private session, that information is down below for you, and it's also on my website, which is fairly easy to do, very easy to do, and I'm including all that information for you down below. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else, and yes, so in January, aside from my regular general readings, I will be recording additional readings for purchase for minimal amount through Vimeo. It's something that I have been prompted to do for quite some time, but I've been sitting on it, and it's now time. With New Year, I'm being pushed really to do this. These will be either readings for the first 3 months of 2017 or for the first 6 months of 2017. So if I don't post them at the beginning of January together with my general readings, they will be posted slightly later. I may just not have enough time to record all of them to be posted at the same time, but they should be posted towards the middle of January at the latest. And I will post an additional video just to let you know that these are posted, and I will post all those links below as well for easy reach for you. And I think that's all I have. Of course, this is a Christmas season, holiday season. I wish you all the best. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas. Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate or not. I wish you safe and happy Christmas. And I look forward to seeing you in January. And without further ado, let's go to the readings. See you in a moment. Hello, welcome back. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Cancer. Moon sign, rising sign, and sun sign. I do have 3 cards face down. I actually have 4 because there was one sticking out that I felt the need to pull, but I don't know what they are, as always, and we will get to them shortly. I will start off with the channeled message first, and let's see what we have for Cancer, December 2016. Emotional freedom and understanding of one's self from an aspect that has not been accessible to one before, or from an aspect that has not been understood before. This has to do with predominantly relationships with others and relationships with yourselves, because we do have relationships with ourselves. With regards to relationship with others, and right away already I'm getting the letter R, pertains to someone's name, whether it's your significant other, spouse, you have a letter R in your name. This is a person that is alive. It is not a person that is in spirit. And this is pertaining to a name. So if you have a name that has a letter R in there, first or last, in any order, this message will specifically be more tailored, may I say, to you than to someone else. The letter R may also signify the other aspect of your relationship or the other person with whom this relationship is going to be about. Okay. Going back to emotional freedom. What I'm seeing is that December is going to be a month of letting go of any baggage from the past that you no longer need. And this is being shown to me as emotional baggage. The baggage that I am being connected to right off the bat is something to do with a father or a father figure. And that relationship has either weighed on you very heavily or has transformed you in a way that you find it difficult to be either around your father or in a relationship with your father. I'm also being shown letting go of any excess baggage that has to do to your finances, and these finances are rooted in the past. What I'm being shown that in the past you have had either a substantial amount of money or financially you were well off or very comfortable. Comfortable, that's the word I'm going to say, because I'm seeing a symbol of a pile of money signifying that there was a substantial security and safety financially speaking. What I'm also being shown is that this security or safety, financial security or safety, has been diminished as a result of you either being in a relationship with someone or you ending and departing and letting go of a relationship with someone. Again, I'm being shown the word father, so this could be a relationship with your father or a relationship to a father of your child. And the relationship to a father of your child is a substantial piece, and it has to do with finances. What I'm hearing is that letting go of the past, whoever this male is, and for some of you this will be a female, whatever this baggage is, I'm being shown the number 7, and Cancer, I believe, is July. That's part of it. But I'm being shown the number 7. For some of you, it's 7 years. For some of you, it's 7 months. Or 7 is a significant number, aside from the fact that it is July. There may also be number 7 in your address or in your phone number. So that's a little bit on the side. But going back to the baggage that you are going to be addressing and letting go of in December. What I'm being shown is that there was substantial amount of commitment, or there was a substantial commitment that was made in the past in order to be in a relationship. And again, this relationship could be with a father or a father of your child, or relationship with someone, and finances seem to be tied to it. But going back to letting go, I'm also seeing the number 21. This could be that around the 21st of December, something significant will transpire. And I'm not being shown negative or positive, but I don't feel it's negative. But it is something substantial. Or 21 is a number that is somehow connected to you as well. I also hear the words 21 months, which is not quite 2 years. Let go of that which no longer serves you. I'm also seeing you taking off either rose-colored glasses or glasses, as it's being implied in a metaphorical way, taking them off and allowing yourself to see things differently. Not only see things differently for what they are, but also allowing yourself to look at your situation with perhaps less negativity and more positive influence. In other words, looking at your current situation and where you're going, not as something that's negative necessarily, but something that can potentially positively influence you going forward. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing you wiping your forehead, as in this was hard, letting go of a big sigh that you've dealt with something quite substantial. And again, finances are coming up. So for whatever reason, finances seem to be coming up in the month of December, and letting go of some kind of financial struggle, or a struggle that has a financial component tied to it, but it is letting go of something or someone. For some of you, it is letting go of unhealthy commitments. These commitments are being shown to me as work and relationships. Interestingly enough, it's not necessarily relationships that are of romantic nature, but relationships that are connected to family and family members. I'm also being shown, and this is going to be for very few of you, certainly not all of you, being connected to a family member who is asking for money, or who's always wanting money, and you contributing to whatever it is they need money for. However, I feel like when you give money, or when you give financial support, the money goes into a hole, and it's like a never-ending process. Now, the reason why that's being shown is because whatever this financial help is going to, it is not going to, it's not going in, it's not going to places that are healthy. What I mean by this is, I feel like somebody is asking you for money, and this money is being used for things that you may not necessarily approve of, meaning drugs, alcohol, other gambling, any unhealthy behavior that you would deem as being destructive. And what I'm shown is, whoever this is for, you are cutting either the ties with the financial help, or you are cutting ties with the person who is constantly asking you for money, and you're constantly giving it. Now, this may also be, aside from finances, you giving emotional support to someone who is not willing to help themselves. And when we do this, when we constantly give people who are unwilling to help themselves, it is a futile process. And in many ways, it ends up being almost not debilitating, that's not the right word, promoting the very process that is unhealthy. Unhealthy, there's a word I'm looking for, but it escaped me at this point. So that seems to be the first message. Now, the financial commitment is huge here in December. You are letting go of something. You are letting go of some kind of a financial commitment, or some kind of a commitment that had financial ties to it, and you are letting it go. For some of you, you will be leaving a situation, or will be letting go of situation that you were hoping you would get more out of, but it seems to be, again, a dead-end process or a dead-end road. And what I'm being shown is you realizing that it is a dead-end road, and you are choosing to cut your losses, if you will, and move forward with the understanding that once you unhook yourself from something that is unhealthy and potentially damaging to you, you will rebuild yourself in other healthier ways, but you will no longer be tied to something that is, quote unquote, sucking your life. And that's the word that's being shown to me. Now, let's go through the cards, and let's see if the cards have any connection to what was just said. So the first card I gotta say this, I am getting very dizzy, and for some of you, if you are dealing with some financial difficulties or with financial commitment to someone or something that's unhealthy, you either are dizzy or you're getting a lot of headaches. And obviously I would never diagnose, this is not diagnosis, but if you are struggling with a lot of headaches, obviously have it checked out. But what I'm being shown is the financial matters are causing you a headache. And this is the metaphorically speaking, and actually physically it's causing you a headache. So it is pressure or financial pressures. Now the first card representing your past that is contributing to your situation, the card is called Memories of Love. This is 6 of Cups in a traditional tarot deck. This is letting go of something that was rooted in the past, but it has not worked out the way you would have hoped. And you see there's 2 hands holding a candle. There's 4 other candles that are being dropped in water, signifying letting go of something. What this is saying to me is that you had to let go of again, I hear the word commitment. Commitment to a family member, commitment to a relationship, commitment to a situation that was emotionally no longer serving you. And I'm seeing the number 9. This may have happened in September, or there is some connection to the month of September, or it signifies 9 as endings. You had to end an unhealthy situation or an unhealthy behavior, which could stem from being in an unhealthy situation or an unhealthy behavior. I also hear that you had to do this because you felt you had no choice. And he's asking me to leave it at that. So that's the past. The current card or the current situation is depicted by the card called Temptation. This is Major Arcana. And when I connect with this card, and you see this person, I always describe this card in this way. See this key here? This is actually a key, and it is illuminated. This illumination to me signifies this key has the potential to open a door that can enlighten someone. But this person is, although he's reaching towards this key, he's also tempted in a different direction. So there's a lot of resistance, a lot of back and forth. A lot of red here that you see. I'm being asked to talk about this. This has to do with security, financial security, and safety. So again, the financial component is coming up. So what this card is saying to me, that as it is now, as of 29th of November, you are struggling with decisions pertaining to finances, but these finances are connected or rooted somewhere else. It's either a situation, a job, or a person. And they're telling me that it's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle. It's a struggle with not knowing where to go, not knowing where to turn, not knowing how to proceed with a certain situation. But there's definitely a struggle, and I also feel it in my heart chakra. Incidentally, these 2 cards he's asking me to show, this struggle has to do with whatever this is that you had to let go of. Okay? Again, whether it is a family member, a relationship, or a job. I'm also being shown that the struggle is you feeling conflicted. And this conflict seems to stem from the fact that on one hand, you are wanting to help somebody, but on the other hand, you know that whatever it is that you're helping with is not helping the person. So it becomes a very unhealthy situation. This could very well indicate that you are in a family dynamic. And again, the word father comes up, where there is some issues around money. Perhaps you are helping your father financially, or he's helping you, and there seems to be this emotional tie and a lot of emotional conflict. Perhaps you are helping someone or providing financial support to someone who is into addictions, unhealthy behaviors, drinking, sex, drugs, gambling, whatever it is that would be considered unhealthy when unbalanced. And you feel conflicted with not helping them, but you also understand that by you helping them, it just perpetuates their behavior even further. So that conflict is very much weighing on you. And again, it may be giving you the proverbial headache. The words are here are this: please move on from an unhealthy situation. And I'm seeing the number 9. So there is a need for you to end something that no longer serves you. Now, how will you know if it no longer serves you? You know. You are just conflicted, whether it's guilt, whether it's stability, whether it's safety, security, whatever it is. When it's unhealthy, you know, and I feel it right in the pit of my stomach, you know. But there is a resistance to move forward, and it could be fear. If you are dealing with a family member who is into unhealthy behavior, letting go of a family member that you love because they are being very destructive, not only to themselves but to you, is very conflicting. That's a very, very emotionally speaking tug of war. So I completely get it. And I don't envy you if that's what you're dealing with, particularly around Christmas, because it is about giving. But what I am being shown is that, number 1, by not letting go of that situation or the person, you are preventing them from growing and experiencing their own set of circumstances they set out to experience, spiritually speaking. Plus, you're also not allowing yourself to move forward with what you have intended, spiritually speaking. So this card is very much about resistance. The next card is an advice card, or that's what I'm being asked to say. Here's the advice. The card is Major Arcana again. The card is Hope in its upright position. It's a beautiful card. Basically what it says, it's hope. The card is full of hope, but it is shown to me in reverse. Now, this is an advice card, so I'm going to ask what the advice is. It's not to have hope. What I'm being shown is when you feel that it gets really dark, the message I hear is remember that before light, there is darkness. Before calm, there is storm. After storm, there is calm. So what's being shown, if you feel like you have nowhere to go, if you feel like there is no hope, please remember that that too will end. So this card is very much about, even though it's in reverse, as an advice card, I'm going to hold this up. This is a card of remembering that peace, for the most part, comes from within, if we allow it. And though it is not an easy task to feel peaceful when situations in our lives are falling apart or are uprooted and all over the place, allowing yourself to find that little bit of peace within, whatever it is, whether it's the fact that you're healthy, the fact that you're breathing, the fact that you are alive, the fact that you have all 4 limbs, that whatever it is that you can find to be thankful for, it will carry you forward through your darkest moments. Now, I'm also being reminded that December, even for those of you who do not celebrate Christmas or any holidays, December for a lot of people is a time for joy, yes, but for many it is a time of desperation and a lot of depression. It is not unusual to hear that calls to 911 and such are amplified during Christmas time. So if you have a lot of things going on and it happens to be Christmas time and you feel that around Christmas it should be joy, but it isn't, what you're being asked for is please have hope even though you may not see one at this particular moment. I'm also being shown that spring of 2017 is a fresh new start. Now, it is a fresh new start because it's spring, but that's not what's being said. Spring of 2017 for you, for the sign of Cancer, and again the number 7 comes up, is a new beginning for you. Does that mean that you will struggle from now until March 21st? No, it doesn't mean that. What is just being said is that spring is when you will see the physical evidence and emotional evidence of things finally starting to look up. Again, this doesn't mean you're going to struggle for 4 months, but they're saying new beginning is there. It's awaiting you. And it's only 4 months away. Okay. Now, the last card that I have is a card that was kind of sticking out at me, and I thought, I'll take that. And I'm hearing the word hope when I look at this card face down. So I'm going to see what the card is. Aha. Crown chakra. Okay. It is, here's number 7. Interesting. Crown chakra, if you know anything about chakras, it's an energy center that is at the top of our head and connects us to our spirit, God, Buddha, source, all there is, whatever you want to call it or name it. And it was shown to me in reverse. I'm going to ask why I was asked to take this card or pick this card. Again, what I'm being shown is please have faith that remarkable things do happen. Also, please have faith that miracles do occur. And I'm being shown, or I'm being asked to acknowledge that miracles happen every day. The reason why this is being asked, I'm being asked to say this, is for some of you, it looks like you are struggling right now. And you might be struggling with somebody who's being a pain and you know what? And it seems to be a source of your headaches. But what I'm being asked to say is, look at the bigger picture. Remove yourself from the chaos and move yourself up. Look at your situation from a grander perspective, from the bigger picture, and ask yourself, what wisdom can I gain from this? And what he's saying to me is that when you allow yourself to elevate to a higher plane, so to speak, in order to view your situation from a higher perspective and then allow yourself to gain wisdom from what you're going through, he's saying to me, your life will change remarkably going forward. Now, I don't mean to suggest that it is easy to remove ourselves from chaos. But what I will say is that there is always an opportunity to extract some kind of wisdom from any situation that we're going through. And I'm not going into drastics here. I'm not going to, horrid stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But the everyday drama, there is always something that we are able to gain from as far as a perspective or wisdom if we choose to. And what you're being asked to do, you're being asked to choose the bigger picture, the higher level, the greater wisdom from what's going on, because that will give your heart and your mind a different perspective and also the hope to go forward in a much more enlightened way. And that's how I'm going to leave it. And he is again showing me the number 7. So for whatever reason, number 7 is very prominent here. I hope this was helpful. Very interesting reading. I wish you wonderful month of December. Happy, I almost said happy Halloween. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, I wish you safe and happy month, and I look forward to seeing you in January. And again, thank you so much for watching, for liking, for subscribing, for sharing. Without you, I wouldn't do this. Thank you. Bye.